What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Everything Goes podcast.
It feels like it's been a while.
It has been a while. Dak Prescott is playing this week. There's a lot to talk about in baseball, but let's get to it, guys.
Been lit, boy. Everything goes.
We now return you to regular programming.
Number one thing I want to talk about before we start anything, real quick, just a little side note. Are you listening?
Oh, I'm listening.
I was listening to a podcast today with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, and they were talking about, how Tom Brady was going to get drafted as a catcher and blah, blah, blah. And Skip Bayless had the nerve to say being a catcher is not an athletic thing. I just wanted to hear your opinion on that real quick. Before just a little side note real quick.
I think that's asinine. I think it's the most, I don't want to say grueling position, but it's probably the hardest position to play.
He was like, you get picked to go to the Big 12 or Big 10. I mean, obviously that's an athletic thing, but being a catcher, that's not you can't just catch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot that goes into
there's
that.
A lot of wear and tear on your knees. You got a lot of stuff going on. You're basically the eyes of the whole field.
You're blocking, you're throwing.
Not to mention you have guys swinging bats in front of your face.
Physical, and it's physical in your brain. You gotta be smart. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
It's a tough position.
I just wanted to get that off my chest.
If the coach isn't calling the pitches, you're the quarterback of the whole team. You're calling the pitches. You're calling the plays. It's a really important position on the field.
I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Well, it just goes to show you, just because you're a professional commentator and ass clown out there in the media world doesn't mean that you know everything.
Hey, listen, I love their podcast. It's a really good podcast.
Skip.
For real though, so you have. Let's just talk about it real quick.
What's
Dallas.
going on? I mean, it's been a while. I mean,
It's been a while. There's a lot of news to talk about. We got a lot to catch up on, but you got some big things coming up this week. You're going to your first Eagles-Dallas game. Is it your first Eagles-Dallas game? And it's in Philly.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of Saints games. I've been to the Super Bowl, and this is my first actual Cowboys game.
And I know you're not going to be wearing any Dallas gear, obviously, but
Actually, I'm going to.
Are you?
I'm gonna wear something. I'm not sure what yet, but I'm gonna represent my team. It's not gonna be shown to the public until I get inside the stadium and I look around and see what kind of fans are in my area.
Or you kind of like cover it up.
Yeah.
What you should do is you should wear a shirt underneath your hoodie, and if there's like a lot of Dallas fans around you, like take it off, put it over your hoodie.
But I came up with an idea today, and I'm gonna actually I'm gonna do a little podcast down there.
Are you?
I'm either gonna call you or I'm gonna buy a mic for the.
I'll be watching the Saints game.
I'm gonna buy a mic for the phone, and I'm gonna interview
Random
some
people
tailgaters
around.
down there. I'm gonna do my best to keep it concealed that I'm a Cowboys fan and see what the Eagles fans have to say about the whole rivalry.
Now, obviously, everyone knows how of important game this is. Both teams are 7-7. Eagles almost lost to the Redskins last week, but they ended up winning. Dallas whooped the Rams, who coming into that game, looked like the team that was going to win. Played very well. Dak's still dealing with that injury. Not really sure what that is, but the rumor is that he's going to be playing Sunday. It's a big game. Big game. This is for the division right here.
We called it, and we talked about this way back before the season started, that the game was going to come between these two, and this last game of the year was going to be important. We didn't realize we were going to be the worst division in football. But still, I mean, this is Carson Wentz's first actual playoff game. I mean, it's a win or go home basically scenario, and it's going to be interesting because both teams they have problems. The Eagles have a lot of injuries, and everything's saying that this should be an easy game for the Cowboys. Jason Garrett's record against the Eagles is 7-2. Zeke's undefeated against them, and everything says Dallas, Dallas, Dallas. But this is the kind of game I remember 2008 when Dallas was doing good, doing well, and they came into Philadelphia, and whoever won that game in 2008 got to go to the playoffs, and Dallas lost 44-6.
Yeah, I mean the division's rough. I mean, playoffs is a different thing. You see that in baseball. The teams swoop in the wild card and then win the World Series. So say you won that division, you ended up playing the Saints just because you were 7, 8, and 9, whatever you were. I wouldn't take you just as a regular game.
Well, the NFL has a decision to make because this is going to probably. I mean, it's not going to be the first time it's happened. I mean,
you're going to see
you've
a
had
good team
Seattle,
miss.
and you've had teams in the past that actually have gone in with losing records and ended up going pretty decently far in the playoffs. But I think when you're going to have a team that has 12 or 11 wins as a wild card going on the road, which I don't care who it is. It's not fair. It's not right. And one of the things that I've been listening to and I've been hearing is that the NFL, they play 16 games anyway. So you take that team and you have them play everyone in the NFC or the AFC, whatever division they're in. No more breaking it up into in like the East, the West, the whole 9 yards. You play everybody, and then you get 1 or 2 games, depending if they go to the 17-game series, where you cross over. It's like a crossover game. Like Dallas would cross over and play like the Texans, since it would be the Battle of Texas or something like that. The Eagles will play Pittsburgh, vice versa. But then it comes down to a ranking as far as your record goes. So you're no longer going to have a team that has 6 wins, 7 wins, or 8-8 that wins a division and gets a home game. It's going to be by rankings, and if you don't have the wins to get you in, then you don't get in, and that's how it should be.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting game. I think you guys really have to feed Zeke a lot. Eagles' defense has really been struggling all year. They still, I don't know. That those rival games, it's different games. You saw that with the Saints in Atlanta. Atlanta had 1 win, and they whooped us.
Yeah.
It can happen. I think, Zeke, and I don't really know the extent to his injury or not, but I think you feed Zeke a lot, and you take that time of possession away from the Eagles.
Well, nobody knows what's going on with Dak. Dak got hurt. He got hurt in the Rams game.
Took a hit or something?
From what I heard, Clay Matthews hit him, and that was a problem. But they're saying that this is a lingering injury that he's had since college, and they give him a shot of Toradol, and it takes all the pain away.
Yeah. Why I would be nervous to be Dallas right now, Eagles have nothing to lose.
Absolutely not.
Now, not saying.
Plus, you're going into Philly. It's
now you
crazy.
think they got nothing to lose. They can make the playoffs win the division. Yes, but you think about their team. They're the underdog. Okay, Carson Wentz. Who else is there? I mean, they have the running backs, but they have been dealing with
their 2 tight ends. They have really no receivers
They have been
left.
dealing with full-on injuries all year.
Yeah.
So if I was Dallas, I'd be a little nervous because they're coming at you because they don't have anything to lose really. It's in Philly. They're gonna come out and play.
Dak says he's gonna play, and he says he's fine. He hasn't thrown a pass all week. I mean, today was the first practice where he picked the ball up, but he didn't do much throwing. It's gonna be a concern because if I kind of hope that they're bluffing and it's really not as bad.
Yeah.
And the first play of the game, Dak throws a 50-yard touchdown pass in towards my end zone, and I can stand up and cheer. And then
is that where you guys are standing towards the end zone?
Yeah, because the problem is if he does have an arm injury, the Eagles can play safeties up and then load the box up, and then they can.
But with your offensive line, with your healthy offensive line, you could just run all day though.
I just don't want this game to come down to being the most important game, and we have to play Cooper Rush.
Yeah,
a guy off the bench, and Dallas. Let's face it, Dallas isn't good in these situations where it's a must-win to get in. We lost to the Giants in the past. We lost to the Eagles.
But with Dak,
in the past.
with Dak in the past couple of years, you guys have been pretty good with those situations.
The thing about Dallas, though, is it's a roller coaster ride. It's been a really, really bumpy ride all year long. We're 1-6 against teams with a winning record. We haven't beaten a team with a top 10 defense all year, and now you're going into a hostile environment where it's a big rivalry. It's not like we're playing someone out of the division. This is a division game. It's a rivalry game. This is everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if Dallas loses, don't get me wrong, you go play Washington next week, and you hope that the Giants can do their job and beat the Eagles. But let's face it,
Jones is playing this week, by the way.
Yeah, and he leads the league in fumbles, but that's another story.
I thought Carson Wentz leads that now.
No, I think they should have let Eli. That's another story later on. But I don't know. Everything's saying Dallas is going to be a blowout. The Eagles don't have a good secondary. They
I don't think it will be a
lot
blowout.
of injuries.
I don't think it'll be a blowout.
Dallas has a new kicker, and last week he hit 3 field goals, and I can just see him going up to Philly and being on the line, and he misses the field goal. And there's a lot to chew on, and this is what we said all year. It was going to be this game. This was going to be the one. I mean, and it is. It came to fruition. So
I want to talk about Dak for a second. Coming in this year, Dak's having a pretty good year. I mean, his completion percentage, 65.5, it's all right. Leading the league in passing yards, 4,334, 26 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, 7-7 record. Could you put that on him? No, not really.
And what's his QBR? QBR is up there. He's got a great QBR.
He does. I'm pretty sure he was leading the league for a while. So, I mean, do you think this guy still deserves to get paid? Or do you think they're going to franchise tag him?
I think right now, if he is injured, I think he's got to sign. He's got to sign a deal.
I think you should sign
Because
him.
if this is a lingering injury that you had from college, you can no longer sit out. I mean, now you have an injury, and let's face it, the Eagles are going to be going for that shoulder. If you can knock them in that shoulder and take him out of that game and gives you a better chance of winning, they're going for it. The Joneses are probably sitting back and saying, you know what, we gave him a deal. The deal's on the table. It's a top 5 quarterback.
I'd take it.
A deal, and I think Dak's agents are probably thinking real hard what they're going to do, because if he's out after this game, it's going to be interesting, because the franchise tag will be definitely coming his way next year.
Now, the Pro Bowl roster obviously came out the other day. You were texting me a thunderstorm about it because, Drew Brees got picked. And I totally agree with you on this 100%. It's a popularity vote. And I actually listened to a really good point of view of it the other day by Pat McAfee. He has a podcast, and, he was talking a really good point about it. But the quarterbacks that made it, what was it? Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Russell Wilson.
It's not that I don't disagree. I mean,
my thing is, listen.
I disagree with the whole Pro Bowl thing.
Yes.
I mean, like the Ravens have 12 guys going.
I heard an excellent point by Pat McAfee. He said, the thing that sucks about the Pro Bowl is you will see a lot of people from winning teams. And that's very true. You think about when teams are winning, you see a lot more of those players get picked because a lot more people are watching those teams because they're very good.
But
let's be real.
You get teams that don't have anybody in, which I think is absolutely wrong.
Let's be real. Do you know any stars on the Bengals or the Dolphins right now? 'Cause no one's watching those teams.
But it doesn't matter.
No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying it's a popularity thing.
They have Tyler Boyd, you have Joe Mixon, you have players on those teams that are team all-stars that should be selected to go to
It should at least be one player from each team.
Yeah, I don't agree. I mean, just think about it. 12 Ravens go. Okay, so what if the Ravens go Super Bowl? Now these guys aren't going to the Pro Bowl.
Nope.
So now you're going to need 12 substitutes. So now you're going to contact guys like, say, a Jalen Smith who didn't get in, and say, hey, by the way, we need, or just not even Jalen Smith. He's not even in that same division. But I'm just saying, you need a Pro Bowl linebacker or a Pro Bowl corner, and you're going to call these guys up and say, hey, we didn't select you, but we need you now for an alternate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a snub,
My one thing is,
I think Kirk Cousins is a perfect example. He had a great year.
Yeah. My one thing is, am I happy Drew Brees is in? Obviously, I'm a big Saints fan. He broke a record that just last week, passed Peyton Manning and passing touchdowns. It's a Hall of Fame thing. Is that awesome? Yeah. Drew Brees missed 5 games. I shot you the numbers that Dak Prescott's thrown up this year. It's really good numbers. I think Dallas coming into this week has the number 1 offense ranked by yards per game. It's something like that. It's almost like, okay, now how does Drew Brees get in, but Dak Prescott doesn't get in? And I understand, but that's also where the popularity thing comes in. You look at the Saints. Saints are 11-3, a very good team on the rise right now. And you see Drew Brees, who comes back from this injury. He's leading his team down to wins. He just passed Peyton Manning in the passing touchdowns. Like, there it is. You kind of see, just like in baseball, we talked about it over the phone. Mike Trout, people who have a big name are getting picked over people who are batting way better than them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the stats now. Drew Brees, in 9 games, he's got 75% completion percentage.
I have it all written down because I knew you were going to throw it at me.
271 yards.
I mean, his touchdowns to interceptions are he's right there with Dak Prescott and Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, he's got as much touchdowns as them.
But, I mean, you have guys like Kirk Cousins who have played 14 games. He's got a 70% completion rating, 3,400 yards. He's got 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Having a great year.
Like, I don't understand it. Jimmy
Garoppolo is another one.
Yeah.
Having a great year.
I just don't understand it. I mean, the 49ers have the 6th ranked offense, and I don't get it.
I think, you have to play a percentage of games a percentage of snaps to qualify.
I mean, Dak Prescott's having a career year in stats.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying, Dak should be the one that goes in, because Dak's last couple games have been rough.
No, I know, but just shows you that it's almost like if you don't have a winning record on your team, like, you don't really get picked.
I don't think winning records should have anything to do with it.
I know.
This isn't like MVP or anything. This is for the All-Star game, and I think that you have guys out there that are much more deserving. And just, in my opinion, it's nothing against Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a hell of a quarterback. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, when you texted me, it's like, I'm so happy that he's in. I mean, I think we have like 6 or 7 guys in for the Saints. But like you said, I mean, Drew Brees missed like 5 games. I love the guy. Great quarterback. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. There's some other guys that deserve it. They've been playing all year, like Kirk Cousins, like Dak Prescott, like Jimmy G. There's just certain teams, there's certain players that deserved it.
And it just sucks because, like, there's certain players out there that they're just not going to get any votes at all, and they're well deserving of being in there. And I don't get it. I don't get the situation of why they're doing it.
Yeah. Well, you had Josh Gordon, who I believe is getting suspended indefinitely. I'm baffled. Don't really know what to say because I feel like it's just deja vu all over again.
I just, the NFL has to do something. I'm not sure what he failed this time.
I think it was marijuana again. You had a lot of guys, a lot of NFL.
I heard steroids. I heard PEDs or
Was
something
it?
like that too. But I don't know. I'm just, if it is marijuana, the NFL has to do something. I mean, baseball just dropped marijuana from their drug testing stuff. So.
Well, I had the conversation that, if they're not coming to practice, games, meetings, anything involved in a team activity high, if they're like maybe doing it on the down low at home, like some guys like Percy Harvin came out and said he used to do it for his concussions, that's understandable. If they're coming to practice, if they're coming to games high, that's a problem. Almost like treat it like alcohol. But, I mean, I agree with you that I don't think that people should be getting suspended indefinitely for it. I'm glad baseball dropped that. It's not like it's an enhancement drug that's allowing them to play better. It's kind of like, okay, it's legal in a lot of states now. Like
I just, I think for certain situations, especially these guys, they don't want to be taking these medical pills and these injections anymore, and they want to go to the marijuana for the medical side of it.
Yeah.
And I know the NFL's hands are kind of tied because certain states it's not legal, so you can't really say, you can do it when it's not legal in that state. Just because you're a governing body of an organization doesn't mean you overpower the state and their laws. But I think you're going to see more and more sports. I think it's hockey. Hockey don't even test for it anymore. Baseball's now not testing for it.
I don't think you should.
Football's going to be the next situation. Like Randy Gregory, what happened to him? I mean, he was supposed to get reinstated, and he never got reinstated. So apparently he's still struggling with his addiction to marijuana. I don't know. I'm not in that situation where I can really comment on it because I don't know as far as what they're doing now.
My biggest thing, though, is, someone like Josh Gordon and what he's gone through, the rehab he's gone through, and how hard he's fought to get back into the league, to come up like this. I mean, he's getting – last week you saw he's getting more receptions with Seattle. Maybe he was getting on a connection base with Russell Wilson. That sucks because now you just blew that chance again, and you might not even – I don't think he's ever going to be in the league again. I truly don't. I think after that – I don't think they're going to let him.
I think he had too many chances unless the rules changed. But at a point, I wonder if the Players Association or any of them even like offer any kind of like help or counseling for these players that are having problems with addiction.
Probably not. That's something that we could probably ask Jarvis about. That'd be pretty cool.
We talked about the Pro Bowl, and I just wanted to mention Lamar Jackson led all NFL voters with like 750,000 votes.
True MVP, man.
He had over 100,000 votes more than the next closest guy, who was Russell Wilson. He leads the league, I think, in rushing yards for a quarterback, and he leads the league in touchdown passes. And they're in good shape.
They are.
Would they win 10 in a row, or they won 10 of their last 11 games?
They're
looking sharp.
They're on fire, man. I'm excited for Monday's matchup, though, because it's Green Bay at Minnesota. That's a big game. Minnesota has to win that game.
There's a lot of good games Saturday, too. Don't forget. This is the first week of Saturday football.
Oh, yeah.
You have
the Bills and New England is because if the Bills win, they're tied for first place.
You know how crazy it is that the Bills, if they win, they'll be leading that division, and that'll drop New England to the fifth seed. Crazy.
Technically, they'd be tied for first because they split division games.
Yeah, but I think overall, the Bills have the tiebreaker because I saw something where
probably over the division.
I saw where New England would be going to Tennessee to play a game for a playoff game.
Wow.
Because I think Tennessee leads that division.
I don't know what
the Texans still lead that division, I believe.
I don't know what it is, but Buffalo 11-3, they still don't scare me. I haven't gotten to watch a lot of their games. I think it's mostly their defense that is. I can't even say that. I don't. When I look at Buffalo, I mean,
New England and Buffalo both clinched a playoff spot.
Yeah, it's just like I'm so used to Buffalo being like a shaky offense. I don't know. I don't have that confidence in them yet, but.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work because Buffalo and New England they would be tied.
How are their division records overall?
They would be tied in the division. If Buffalo wins, they'll both be 4-1.
Oh wow!
And head to head, they split. So I don't know what that is with the determining. I'm so tired. I can't even speak right.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, But by the way, I mean, a lot of times we haven't been doing a podcast because I've been getting up early to go to work.
Listen, I've been sick. He's been working. It's been rough lately. So you just gotta handle with us. I kind of want to get in some baseball. I feel like there's so much baseball to talk about. I know there's so much NFL to talk about, but baseball has been on fire lately.
Well, I just wanted to talk about one more thing then.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, by the way, the Houston Texans and Tennessee, that division's still up in the air.
That division's so good. Ryan Tannehill, you gotta give it up for him. You know, coming into this year, you have Marcus Mariota, who everyone thought was your franchise quarterback. I would take him hands down. I'll take him New Orleans. But Tannehill looks amazing. Tannehill looks like what he looked like when he was healthy in Miami and he was playing well, and he's leading this team to a chance in the playoffs. You gotta give it up for him.
Yeah.
That division's. I mean, the Colts are. I think the Colts are done now. After that loss to the Saints, they're basically done. I think it's.
Well, they're 6-8. They're already 2 games back behind the wild card.
I don't think Houston has that wrapped up yet, just because they beat the Patriots one week, they lose the next week to a team they should have beat. So I think that's still up in the air. I think Tennessee can still claim that. I hope Tennessee does claim that. I don't know why. I think that's a good story this year. I like Tennessee.
The one thing I wanted to talk about is I heard this thing on the news, and it's absolutely mind blowing because, when it happened, it was kind of disgusting, and but the guy served his time, and he's been doing a lot of good things. But 564,000 people signed a petition to get Michael Vick removed from being an honorary captain for the 2020 Pro Bowl. 9 years ago he was arrested. He served 18 months in jail, and he did horrible things. Mm-hmm. But we're supposed to be a people that forgive and forget, give second chances. Mm-hmm. The guy has done his time. He ruined his career in football, and just everything he had to come back and re-earn. But the NFL decided to make him an honorary captain because of what he has been doing to better himself. And
he's done a lot to better himself.
And 564,000 people, they had signed his petition. So all I gotta say is the guy should be forgiven. And of all those people, then you better not have anyone in your family that's ever been arrested or done anything evil or did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Because if you can't forgive him, then how can you forgive them?
I've always learned that once you are able to forgive someone, that you shouldn't constantly bring the past up and throw it back in their face because they'll never be able to move on. Yeah. You'll never be able to move on with them. So yeah, for all those people, I guess none of those people have ever done something wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong; it was a bad thing.
Yeah, what he did was absolutely wrong and absolutely stupid. He was young, he was dumb.
Yeah, a lot of money. He grew up in a bad town.
Yeah.
Bad influence. But to all those people, I hope no one's ever done anything bad in their lives and that no one else forgives them.
I heard that story and I was like, we're still living in the past over something that. And don't get me wrong, like I said, it's not like he didn't do something wrong. He did.
Yeah.
But you got to move on, man. The guy did what he had to do, and he tried to turn it around, and I don't know. It's just this world's so crazy. It's so full of hate, and it's disgusting. It really is.
Yeah. Well, on the bright side, I think the biggest rumor in baseball right now is that the Yankees re-signed Brett Gardner. My favorite guy. No, come on, let's talk about it. Garrett Cole. Oh my gosh,
it's huge.
It's been a while since we talked about it. Obviously, it's not. But they just had their press conference. He had his shaved beard on, put the jersey on.
My biggest thing for the Yankees and is going to be the outfield. It's going to be concerned for the outfield because we are going to be a little bit short out there with Hicks. We're going to call up probably Hockman again, and we're going to probably have Clint Frazier head case up there. But
there are rumors about Schwarber.
I don't like that deal. I mean, if you're going to go in for Schwarber, whose outfield play is horrible, you might as well just keep Clint Frazier, who's younger and can play.
Yeah.
I just
hits amazing home runs.
If Frazier would just shut his mouth and take extra reps in defense and learn a position out there, he would be fine. But, man, there's guys like Mookie Betts out there we can make a deal for.
I think that the Dodgers are going to really pursue him, and that would be huge if they do. Could you imagine we got Mookie Betts?
Yeah, I mean that would be a great move for us. You can make him your everyday center fielder.
But you gotta think though, our starting lineup though, you have Garrett Cole, you have Severino, you have Tanaka, you have Paxton, who just came off a good year. Okay, 4 people, I'm missing someone.
Herman.
Well, who knows if Herman's coming back?
Yeah.
But you Garcia that you could potentially bring up. And you know what's nice too is I feel like
they're talking about trading Happ away. I mean, that'd be the only thing that's really surprising is they're not re-signing Dellin Betances.
I told you last year, the way they confronted him, I don't think he was going to come back.
They want to pick up that Josh Harder, I think his name is.
And
from
I heard
Milwaukee,
that's
and
not. I heard that's not. It's not worth it. I heard
no,
it's
because
not.
they're going to give away a lot of things to get him, and it's really not worth it. I just think you should bring Dellin back on a
Bring it back.
like on a 1-year deal or something. Maybe $5 million, $6 million, see how it works out. But he's gonna end up going to a team like the Philadelphia Phillies or something. And
With
the Phillies
Joe
would be
Girardi.
huge
I love
for
Joe
him.
Girardi. What's nice? Did we talk about that? Right? Yeah, we talked about Didi going there. What's nice about having someone like Garrett Cole is I feel like when you have someone come on your team with that much potential, coming off 2 great seasons, I think that fires up everyone else.
It does.
I mean, you think about you're gonna get at least 7 innings from this
and
guy.
they're saying that his deal can potentially be a 10-year, $360 million.
You have him
deal.
for at least 9 years,
Yeah,
which is insane.
but he's a 5th-year player
And
option.
he's hungry for that ring. Almost got it last year.
And I'm going to project this now. You watch. This is going to be the year we have the pitching. We don't have the offense.
I mean, we didn't. Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
Or we can just hope for the best and that it just all works out together.
Yeah.
Like the Astros. The Astros have all that. They just work together. Why do you got to be negative, You got to think. This is probably, it's got to fire Severino up. Severino's got to come out now with a chip on his shoulder, knowing that they could be a good pitching staff. Tanaka's always been good for us. He has to come out and be good. Paxton, he needs to be good. Paxton is the guy I'm worried about. I would just bring up Garcia, bring him up spring training, see how he does, and if he's good, keep him up. Keep the young guys up. Now is the time to freaking go for it.
Wow. Ian Kinsler retires 14 years after playing all those years. He's 1 hit shy of the 2,000 hit mark.
I'd retire after the first game.
Yeah.
I guess not. That's tough, man. No, I saw signs that the Yankees were looking at Joe Panic as potential depth, and I also saw that they were looking at Brock Holt for potential depth. And both those guys I like because they're good utility guys. Play outfield, play infield, like a DJ LeMahieu.
If they get Brock Holt, that means Andujar's gone. He's going to be traded away.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because Andujar can.
Because why would you bring in a Brock Holt when you have a guy like a Tyler Wade and guys like that can still come up and play?
Because Tyler Wade can't bat for some reason in the pros, and Brock
just
Holt
saying.
can. Brock Holt's also a lefty.
Then you're going to be making a move with one of those guys.
I think
Someone's
Tyler
gone.
Wade would go.
Yeah, because I think right now they have 41 guys on the 40-man roster. They got
My biggest thing with Tyler Wade is Tyler Wade's really good in the field, and he's quick on the bases. But for some reason, whenever he comes to the pros, he struggles batting. You get a guy like Brock Holt, who's a lefty. He doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but he gets on base a lot for you, whether that's in walks or singles. And Joe Panic's a great infielder. Infielder.
The Cleveland Indians came out and said that they're going to take
Offers from Lindor?
Yeah, they have a deadline now. They're going to take all the offers that they can and make it your best offer because
I
they have a deadline.
I said yesterday to a buddy,
I'd throw in Andujar, Debbie Garcia.
I'd give up Garcia, Frazier, give them all.
I wouldn't give them all.
No,
but
I'm just saying, if you can get Lindor with Gleyber Torres, I'd put DJ at first and Urcel at third, and Miguel Andujar could be the depth guy.
Yeah, Julio Teheran signed with the Angels for a 1-year deal.
Yep.
And plus they're getting Antani back. He just finished his Tommy John rehab.
I'm shocked he only got a 1-year deal. I wrote something down about that, but he's like
20 years old.
He's like never missed a year though, which is it's like weird.
They got Teheran, they got Dylan Bundy. They're gonna have a good pitching. They have Otani coming back, Griffin, Channing. They're gonna have a good rotation, and now they have Rendon out there.
Yeah, like
if Trout can stay healthy.
Teheran, they didn't pick up his option, the Braves, and he pitched over 33 starts last year. I mean, his ERA struggled with 3.8, but years before that, he was a strikeout pitcher.
And they're saying that the Angels they're still looking at that Hin-Chu Ryu from the Dodgers, and they're looking at Dallas Keuchel. Who signed Baumgartner? Anybody yet?
Yeah, the Diamondbacks. I called that he was going to stay in the West.
He wants to hit.
Not even that. I think he doesn't want to come. I think
No.
he's a country guy, man. He wants to stay out there.
I'm just surprised. The Yankees are already over the luxury tax. Why wouldn't you go get like a Dallas Keuchel? Let Hap walk.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't think Dallas Keuchel I don't think he wants to come to the Yankees.
But he didn't pitch that bad last year for the
He's
Dodgers.
not going to shave his
for
beard.
Braves.
He's not going to shave his beard.
Yeah, well,
That's a part of
He
him.
said before that he would. So it's just the Yankees. They have to figure out what they're going to do with Andujar. There's teams out there that need a third baseman, like Texas Rangers. They need a third baseman.
Yeah. Now
Are you going to keep him?
well, the Rangers just got Kluber.
Are you going to keep him and you're going to use him, or are you going to convert him to first base, or are you going to trade him?
What's sad is I actually read into a story that came out when Didi went to his press conference with the Phillies, and they asked him, like, did the Yankees ever contact you? And he said he waited and waited, and eventually Cashman contacted him, and he said, our main focus right now is Garrett Cole. And that's all he got from them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Didi wants to play. So, and he said the only team that was contacting was the Phillies, and he took the 1 year option, and he said he's not even mad. It was a 1 year. He came off an injury last year. He wants to prove himself, just kind of like a Josh Donaldson did. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy. I don't know why the Yankees couldn't have gone after him and Garrett Cole.
And that's what I'm talking about. The Yankees, that they have money to do it. Everyone has.
I mean,
money
you just
to
gave
do
Brett
it.
Gardner $12 million. Didi
Yeah.
got 10 from Philly. You couldn't have given him $10 million.
No, I think the Phillies gave him 14.
No,
It's a 1 year.
I think it was like a $10 million deal.
It's 14 million.
I'm telling you, because
Look,
I saw
look,
you look it up.
Look,
You look it up because I saw that someone posted and said Yankees gave Gardner $12 million, the Phillies gave Didi 10. Why couldn't we have
it's
done
14 million.
that? I don't think.
But
you're
anyway,
right.
you know how I talk about there's no tax. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no salary cap, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you do go over a certain number, you have to pay a luxury tax.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Red Sox they owe a team record $13.4 million in luxury tax. The Yankees and the Cubs also were sent bills for luxury tax. The Yankees they owe $6.7 million in luxury tax, and then let's see, the Cubs owe $7.6 million.
What I'm shocked is, I wonder why. Like you hear like these rumors with the Cubs. Why do I feel like the Cubs want to like just trade everybody away? Another thing too is
A lot of teams are trading away because they want to get under the luxury tax.
we've been watching everything with Houston. You told me before we started this podcast that they basically came out and said that they were cheating.
Yeah.
There's 70,000 emails that were found that they needed to go through. So like I heard rumors and I had talks with people. Like, do you think they're gonna start trade everybody away? Because they might lose a lot of money.
I don't think they're going to trade everyone away. I think whoever their free agents are, I think they're going to leave because I think that Houston's in trouble.
They could lose a lot of money.
They're going to punish them in a way that's going to scare anyone from even thinking about.
How do you think they
stealing
punish them? Like
signs.
no fans in there and to lose money?
I don't know if it's going to be fines, but I don't know if
Because
it's
you can't
gonna
like not let them play.
It could be GM suspension. It could be a coach suspension. But this goes back to like the coach from the Red Sox.
Could you ban players?
You can ban a lot of things. You can ban them from using international money. My biggest thing, and I said this before, is I wouldn't give them a home game. Now you probably couldn't do it next year because the schedule's probably already.
See, what sucks about that though is like, what about family?
So, you want to hit them financially?
Like, because what if some players didn't know?
It doesn't matter.
Like, that sucks to
It doesn't
them.
matter. It does.
I'd ask for a
It
trade.
doesn't really suck to the players. They're getting paid.
Yeah, but come on. If you're a family guy,
It doesn't.
That sucks.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm just telling you now. If you want to hit somebody hard financially,
oh yeah, I know.
don't give them a home game.
Well, you can
You
give
make
me
them
no.
play
You can
all
give
their
them a home
games on the
game.
road.
Don't. You could give them a home game. Just say no fans allowed in.
No, I mean,
How would they get money? How they get money?
Yeah, well, you can't do that.
Why?
I would make.
That's just like not having a home
I
game.
I would make them be on the road.
That's just like that's just like not having a home game.
Either
You
that
ain't you don't have fans
or
coming. You're not
take
getting
away-
money.
Or take away a couple home game series out of the season. But you financially, they're gonna stick it to them.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna affect their drafts. They're gonna affect their international money. They're gonna probably suspend their coach. They're probably gonna suspend their GM. They're gonna suspend as many people as they can
You know what sucks?
because they don't want this to happen again.
If you're a Houston fan, you have such a good team right now. Even though you lost Garrett
Yeah,
Cole,
but who is
you-
that? Who is that? Correa? He's another one that wants out. They're talking about shipping him out.
I don't think he want. There's a lot of trade rumors going on. If I think because I'm telling you, they're gonna start trading people away because they're gonna lose money.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Fine.
trade Correa. They're gonna trade Springer. Altuve will stay. They'll keep Altuve.
Financially, they're gonna do something that's gonna hurt them. They have to do something that's gonna put the fear in everyone else, because I'm sure. Let's face it, they're not the only organization that has done this.
No.
There's probably a lot of organizations that have done it that are scared. I mean, look at the Red Sox. They got caught using Apple Watches.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna do something. They're gonna have to, and like I said, it's gonna be tough because. I don't know when the schedules come out, but I would financially hit them with their home games. I mean, that's how you're gonna hurt them. Huge game for the Sixers tonight, by the way. They get the Dallas Mavericks without what's his name? I can't even think of his. My God, I'm so tired. I can't even think of his name.
I know what you're talking about. Can't think of his name either. Yeah, Tyler Austin's still a free agent. I love Tyler Austin. I was sad when we traded him.
Yeah.
I loved him. I remember when we were playing Boston, and he got hit, man. And he had that big pouch in his mouth, and he slams back to the ground and charged them out. I was freaking out. No, but yeah, so like I'm just taking a look at the free agent list here. Dylan Betances is still a free agent. I don't know why no one's offered him. They're talking about the Yankees should go after the catcher from Houston, just because he's a really good.
He had a
he
good
could-
record.
good
and
record
he has
with
good
Garrett Cole.
communication with Garrett Cole.
And I agree, especially if he's a good blocker too, because Gary Sanchez isn't the greatest at blocking.
We're not even going to start that right now. We'll wait till April.
We love him. We love him. Don't get me wrong. No, there's still a list on here with some decent people.
And I think the Yankees need to find a backup first baseman. I understand that they have Mike Ford coming up and everything like that, but I still think you need somebody.
I think it's gonna be Andujar and Luke Voigt. Or it'd be Luke Voigt, DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu's on second
I
base.
told you what I would do. I would keep Andujar at third base. I would put Urshela at shortstop, leave Gleyber Torres at second base, and then you rotate like you did last year. DJ from first base.
No.
Why?
Listen. I'm not.
This is why you played and you didn't coach.
Okay.
You know how many games
First
DJ,
of
you know how
all-
many games DJ played first base last year?
Listen. The only reason I say this, when Andujar played, how many errors did he make at third?
Okay, that was his first year, but then he worked in the offseason. You know what? He might come back and he's fine.
How great though did Urshela look at third base?
So what's the difference?
Why would you take him
third
out of
base
there?
to shortstop. Why not?
There's a difference.
Because there's a big
There's a
difference between a
difference.
DD the Glorious at shortstop and a Gleyber Torres at
But
shortstop.
Gleyber, I think, can handle it.
I don't know, Ty. I think you put Gio there and you let him play shortstop and you rotate him shortstop to third. You keep him on that side of the field.
I think DJ at second and Voigt at first is fine. I think you keep I think you give Gleyber shortstop.
I just think they have enough talent on that team where they can mix
Now, don't
it
get me
up
wrong.
and
I
match it
think
up.
I think Urshela can play short.
He can,
but I think
because when they do the shifts, he plays short.
Absolutely. But I think he plays that hot corner better than we've had in a while.
Yeah, but Andujar has a good glove. He just had problems throwing.
He also botched a lot of balls.
He has problems throwing, but that's fine.
That's not
he
fine.
Worked on that.
That's not
He
fine.
worked on that. I'm just saying. I just think overall,
Why fix something when it's not
I
broken?
would not want to give up a young kid who the Yankees have team control over.
Listen,
and can hit
Andujar's
you a lot of home runs.
Andujar can be our utility guy. Rotate him around.
And you can't just stick him at first base and say, "Here, play it."
Listen, who the heck's our coach again? I can't think of his name.
Aaron Boone.
We had 5 infielders last year, and he made it work. He's gonna make it work.
Absolutely.
They're all gonna play.
But I just don't like Mike Ford, Mike Foyt,
Luke Voigt. Why
Luke
don't you
Voigt.
like him?
and Mike Ford as my first base options.
Why don't you like Luke Voigt?
I'm not saying I don't like him.
You just said it right there. You just said I don't like Luke Voigt, Mike Ford, my options. Did you? Can I replay that?
I need more options. I mean, Luke Voigt, he can't stay healthy. He's coming off a sports hernia. Mike Ford hasn't played enough Major League Baseball games yet.
I don't like. Listen, I
DJ
don't
LeMahieu
think,
is the only backup candidate we have.
I'm not big with Mike Ford. You know, let's take, like, who's available at first base that we could possibly go after. I don't know. It's not telling me. CJ Cron. Go after CJ Cron. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Smoke. Toronto just got rid of Smoke. Justin.
You know,
Smoke,
and Smoke's a veteran who plays first base very well, and he's a lefty. I'm pretty sure, but I would happily take Justin Smoke. There's not a lot of first basemen available, which is another thing. Why don't you go after Encarnacion again? Just bring him back as the first baseman.
I think he signed already.
He hasn't. He has multiple teams offering him. Bring him back. He liked playing with the Yankees. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of
Tyler Austin.
Dude, I liked Tyler
He's only
Austin.
28 years old.
Steve Pierce.
I would do Steve Pierce.
It's been on every single team in the East. Still got it.
You got Lucas Duda. He's only
Justin
33.
Smoke signed with the Brewers for $5 million.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Eric Thames. Would you look at that? Eric Thames, 33 years old. Brewers, playing well for them, home run hitter. I'd take Eric Thames.
You can't say his name, but you'll take him.
I could say his name. I just had a little mouthful there.
Yeah. We're not going to go there.
No, like, I like Luke Voigt. Mike Ford, I don't really like. Do we need a backup?
You can be a 1-year deal. He's
listen,
he's 36 years
You
old.
can rotate all these guys. You know, Andujar can play first base.
Yeah,
DJ can play first
Martin
base.
Prado too.
Dude, you can put Andujar at second base.
Yeah.
Yo, oh my God. You know what we could do?
We had Prado. He can play. He can play multiple positions.
What about this? Ready? But, oh God. Oh my God. What's his name? What's his name at third base? Oh my God, man.
Gio Urshela?
Dude, major blank moment right there. Urshela, put him at second base.
Neil Walker's available. He's been around
Neil
too.
Walker sucked for us.
He's been around.
Listen,
bring him back.
Put Urshela at second base and Duhart at third base.
Yeah. So now you have a guy.
JD
now
play
you want to
first
put a guy
base.
that has a problem throwing from third, who's gonna have to turn to a double play and probably throw it.
Who has a problem throwing third?
You just got done saying put.
I said put Urshela at second base.
I don't.
And
know.
then DJ can play first. I don't know. We can wrap this up. You're tired. I don't know. You frustrate me sometimes, man.
I just think we have a lot of options, and I think options
There
are a
is.
good thing. And I think Aaron Boone's in a good position. I think if you're gonna trade Andujar, it's gonna have to be for the right situation. Like we definitely need depth in the outfield. Urshela, what are you giving me?
I'm trying to give you a signal here.
Like we definitely need help in the outfield. We really do.
I don't know. I feel like we're fine in the outfield. Stuff Flores too. You can bring up.
Yeah, he's coming back from an injury, so we'll have
I
to
think
see.
you keep saying we need help, but you have Stan, Judge, you have Gardner that we brought back. You have Talkman. You have Frazier. That's 5 options right there. I think we still have Maben.
And I can name you 5
I
things
think
that's
we
wrong with
still
each
have
one of those
Maben.
options.
We still have Maben.
Oh, he's a free agent.
I didn't see his name on that list.
I don't think we have him.
Listen, man.
Look, that list is so long.
That list is not that long. How hard is to find Maben? Cameron Maben. Actually, it's pretty long. Yo, Addison Russell's still a free agent.
Yeah,
Pick him up as depth.
there's issues there.
There's not issues there at all. Sometimes I don't like talking to you on this show.
That's okay. Let's start up a poll page. Should we cancel this podcast?
I think it would do us both good.
Yo, Mark Reynolds.
Mark Reynolds is an interesting character, but
He was a Yankee.
Cameron Maben is a free agent. Fudge.
Yeah, we picked up Adam Warren again. We signed him under a minor league contract.
Who was that guy we just picked up today? It's like he's an old man. I don't know.
We picked up Adam Warren yesterday.
I like Adam Warren.
He got a minor league deal.
Honestly, there's not that many big names left. Some medium names. I'm excited to see where they go. But I think we need to get an athlete back on here with us.
Yeah, we have a special guy coming up at the start of the new year. Special guy from a special week in summer.
Dun, dun, dun. I have a phobia of that.
Yeah, so do I. I have a lot of questions to ask him too. I can't wait to get him on.
Should hit up some of our old athletes like Aaron Evans. I miss that guy.
We're gonna wrap this up because, like I said, I've been going into work at 3 a.m. and I'm tired and my butt's dragging. But
I don't know how, and we don't know how next week's gonna be because it's Christmas.
well, what we're gonna do is Sunday we're gonna broadcast.
I mean, during my Saints game,
I'm gonna record a broadcast then from
you should just go live on
from
Facebook.
Philadelphia, and we're gonna interview some of those Eagle fans down
If
there.
only we made some everything goes cards we can hand out. You can be handing them out to all the players.
If they
You should
they
run down
find
the
out-
sideline
if they-
and try and get a player's interview, and then
they-
I can hear you get arrested.
Yeah. If they find out I'm an undercover Cowboys fan, you might hear me screaming to the parking lot as I'm running to my car. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the game. I can't wait.
Excited for you, man. This was fun.
But if we don't have another podcast, we hope everyone has a great Christmas and a happy New Year. And
Have yourself
I am so sick of Christmas music right now.
Christmas. I've listened to like none, honestly.
I listen to it every day at work.
I'm
But
about 90% done shopping. Did you get the Nintendo Switch for us?
I don't know what you're saying.
Did you get the Nintendo Switch for us?
No, you have enough systems.
All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed this podcast. It's been fun.
It's been a hot minute.
We're still videotaping up here on YouTube, but this will be up on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Music.
Michigan, Alabama bowl game, Citrus Bowl. Looking forward to it.
If you want to keep updates, this old man across from me posts constantly on our Facebook page. We have an Instagram page, Twitter page. Follow them all. It's typically everything goes with T&K. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. So have a good one.